Okay, one more video here for you. Since I am at meetings today, I can't be here. I'm going to show you how to do your Desmos graphing calculator project. Now all the documentation is going to be online, so everything I show you is going to be on my website for you. You're going to be submitting it via Google Doc, so watch this video again if you need to. So first thing you're going to go is click on this little icon right here on my website, Desmos Graphing Calculator. And now you guys are going to need to create an account. And since you have Chromebooks in front of you, what you're going to be using is your Google sign-in. So I'm going to click this, and it's going to look slightly different for you. You're going to click Link to your Google account, and when you do that, yours is not going to look like this. You are going to have to scroll down. Let me try that, show you again. When you click this, you're going to scroll down to the bottom and click OK. It's going to ask you for permission. Just say yes. And then what will happen is it will look like this. Your name will appear up here with your SDSU account. So that's the first step, is to create an account. Because if you don't have that account, none of the work that you create will be saved. And then once it's there forever. Like you saw that I just clicked sign in and it remembered me because I've used this for several years now. So you're going to be, first thing you're doing is creating this account. Okay, and then the second thing is, on my website, you're going to see a tutorial on how to use this program. And I've just opened this up to make the video go faster. So you have two documents here. One of them is the actual project itself, which is a big list of things to do, and a grading rubric. And we'll go through that in a moment. But right now I just want you to know that it's there. But what you're going to do today in class is you're going to use this to teach you how to use the program. So this is right here. Basically, you're going to be creating a little design using this graphing calculator online. And step-by-step instructions, you're going to literally just type everything you see here. You've already launched the calculator, and now you're going to type into your first box this equation, y equals 2x plus 1. And I would do the same thing, y equals 2x plus 1. And you can see that it has a y-intercept of 1 and a slope of 2. Okay. Then it says click the edit button, which is that button, to change the color of the line to black. So now if I click the edit button and I change the color to black, done. And here I go again. Type in another equation, y equals negative 2x plus 9. So back I go, just click down and you get another one, y equals negative 2x plus 9, which is the second equation. And when I do that, you see the other line has appeared. Okay, so you're going to just do this step by step all the way down here, and it's giving you little prompts and stuff. The only thing I want to emphasize is this right here. Notice that these lines go on forever. If I zoom out, they just go on forever and ever and ever again. Well, what you're actually going to be creating is you're actually going to be creating this house. And clearly you see that these lines don't go on forever. They end. And that's here, down here, in step number 7. And this is what they're saying, you're restricting your values. And I know it's something you aren't familiar with, but notice you have an x here, and it's between two inequalities. So x is bigger than 0, but less than 2 at the same time. And that's the same for this next one. You're going to type in using these symbols. These are braces here. This is the number 0, the less than sign, the x, the less than sign again, the 2, and then you close the brace. And that's actually going to restrict your line so it doesn't go on forever. Now your goal is to finish this project, have this picture on your screen, and when you have completed it, now you have shown that you know how to use Desmos. So now you have a picture of a house, and the way you're going to get credit for doing this is I'm going to have the substitute walk around with a roster, and you guys just raise your hand when you're done, and when you can show the sub that you've completed your house, you'll get a check mark, and that'll give you credit for just doing this introductory. Well, the goal is, though, you're going to be creating something a little more interesting than just this kind of simple house. So here's the rubric. And I'm going to let you read all this, but essentially the goal is to create a cool-looking picture using a bunch of equations, mostly lines, but other stuff as well. And today I have reserved the cart for you. You guys can do this for 90% of the day as long as you watch the video to do your homework. But this is what you're going to be doing. And let me show you an example. I'm going to go to what I created. This is an example. So I took a photograph and I tried to copy it using equations. And, you know, you can think that it's easy looking and simple, but let me show you how many lines there are actually involved in this. You can see how many equations I'm listing here. It just keeps going and going and going. So it's not easy, but you have until January 8th to do this. So looking back at the instructions, you guys are going to be using mostly lines, y equals mx plus b, vertical lines and horizontal lines. You are going to create a design that is your own work. You cannot, I can find it very easily if you try to copy someone else's work. You must use a minimum of 20 equations, as it says. You can use more. You can use equations that we haven't taught you in this class. So Desmos has all kinds of instructions on how to draw curves and circles and shaded things, and you're going to play with that in order to figure that out. But the minimum is these 20 lines, where you need 4 horizontal, 4 vertical, 2 lines that are parallel, 2 lines that are perpendicular, and we'll make sure you understand what that means. 6 of the lines must be in slope-intercept form and not horizontal or vertical, and then any extra stuff. So you need 2 more lines or equations, which I call functions here, that you could include in your graph. And curves and circles are included in that. So we're also going to ask you to do folders to organize your work for me to grade it, and I'll show you what I mean by that. You're going to be using a Google form on the calendar to turn it in, so you're basically just going to cut and paste a link for me to look at your drawing. And 44 points, and it's going to count as an assignment. As you can see, there is no late work. So if you are not turning it in by January 8th, you are not getting credit for this. So please read through all these instructions carefully. And then the rubric is just based on what you're required. You're supposed to have 4 lines that are labeled in the folder for vertical, horizontal, parallel, perpendicular, slope-intercept, other lines, and nothing can pass through the origin. Anything that passes through the origin won't count as one of your lines. 10 lines have to have restrictions, and that's what I just showed you with that house. So you got to make your line not go on forever. You got to stop them by using those little braces. Then we're going to give you some points for being creative. Make sure it's your best. You can't just draw like a random pattern. It has to be something that resembles something. And you're going to get points for naming it. And then you're going to get points for putting them in the folders as we want you to make it nice and neat. So go back, start from your account here, and remember to save your work. See how I called this airplane? See how it says save? Well, it won't allow you to save if you've already saved it, but any time you do some work, you've got to click save. So if I start here at a new blank graph, and I want to say y equals 2. I just drew a horizontal line. And I'm going to show you something. This is called a slider, and you see that it moves things up and down like this. And the value here changes as I slide. So this can be useful to you for many different ways. For example, if I type in y equals mx plus b, mx plus b, and then I add all sliders, I can change the slope, and I can change the y-intercept very easily. So let's just say I wanted to make this little triangle apart. So let me show you how you restrict your values. See how this doesn't have any numbers in it whatsoever? It's saying, hey, if you use this slope and this y-intercept, this is the line that you're going to get. So I'm going to type in what I see. Y equals negative 0.6x plus 1.9. I just basically copied this slope and y-intercept and got this line. And now I can move this slider somewhere else if I want to change that line to something else. Like if I wanted to go, oh, I don't know, maybe the opposite direction, I could do that. Then I could type in another equation using this slope and y-intercepts, so the lines would make like a triangle here. And then let me show you another. Y equals x squared. These things down here make curves. Interesting. So please feel free to experiment, try it today, play with it today. The goal for you today is to come up with a design. Oh, and by the way, so since I have untitled graph here, if I click on it and say, I don't know, my draft, gotta click save, and now it becomes draft. And now you have this work that you can mess with. So if you don't click save, you're going to lose your work. But here's what I suggest you do today. Just like I named mine airplane, I found a photo that I wanted to base mine off of. So the first thing is to try to come up with a design that's going to have at least all the lines you need on there, and then start working with this. So again, today is really learning how to use Desmos and coming up with the design, and then for the next 3 weeks you're going to be using this program to come up with a 44-point pattern that you guys will hopefully get done before January 8th, because it won't count otherwise. Thank you. Oh, one other thing is I'm going to post another video that will show you how to organize your work. And you can go ahead and watch these more than one time if you need to get the instructions. And if you need more help, of course, homework hours available with me, and I can certainly show you how to do that. And I will set up a couple of days before and after school to help you.